Hi, Mrs. Lohoff here. Here's lesson 5.2, multiplying with fractions, part B. Today we're going to look at multiplying a whole number times a fraction. Let me move me out of the way here. Okay, this problem says we are multiplying 3 times 3/4. Now I have a picture here to help us look at what this really means. Anytime we are multiplying, it is repeated addition. So 3 times 3/4 really means we are taking, let me get my pen, 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. Right? Just like, say we had a math problem of 2 times 3. Let me change colors. If we had a math problem, where can I put this? Just a basic math problem of 2 times 3, that would be the same as 3 plus 3, 2 groups of 3. So 3 times 3/4 means we have 3 groups of 3/4. So I'm going to draw that out here, and I have 3 whole squares. Each square is divided into fourths. So I'm going to show what 3/4 is. Here's 3/4. So that's one group of 3/4. Let me make another group of 3/4. This is group number 2. And then a third group of 3/4. All right, now I have shown a picture of what 3 times 3/4 looks like. And if I were to combine all of these fourths, I would have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4. 3 times 3/4 equals 9/4. That's an improper fraction, right? The top number is bigger than the bottom number. So if we were to shimmy these boxes around, I could move them around to look more like this. This would be number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'm still showing 9/4. I'll put the numbers in to see so that you can see that. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4. I just moved them around to fill in those empty spaces, and now I can see I have one whole, I have a second whole, and I have 1/4 of this. So 9/4 is the same as 2 whole and 1/4. So 3 times 3/4 equals 2 and 1/4. Now let's look at this example. I'll move myself out of the way again. If we are keeping track of, if we're doing another example where we draw a picture to represent this multiplication problem, here's the problem. 4 times 2/3. So we're going to have 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. We're going to add 2/3 together 4 times. That's what multiplication is, repeated addition. So let's look at A. A, I see 3 boxes. Well, we needed 4 boxes. And the fraction to be represented should be 2/3. And I'm looking at this and it's 2, but it's 2/4. So A is not showing 4 times 2/3. Let's look at B. Well, here we have 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. Well, we have our 4 units. Each unit should have 2/3. So let's see. 1, 2, and the third one's empty. So this is 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. I think we found it. But whenever I am doing a test like this, I always look at my other options to make sure that this is the best answer. So let's look at C. In C, we have 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. Excellent. Do our fractions represent 2/3? Here we have 1 out of 3. So that's 1/3. Oh no, we need 2/3. So this is not correct. And then finally, letter D shows us 2 units, and we needed 4. And each unit has 3 of the 4. Each unit is 3/4. That doesn't match it either. So B is the model that represents 4 and 2/3. Now again, if we were to move, we could count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the answer to 4 times 2/3 is 8/3. And that again is an improper fraction. So if I move things around, and I can't do it very easily in this picture, but I can see that I could move this number 7 and I could put it over here. And I could move number 8 over here. That would give me 2 whole and then 2/3. That would be my final answer, 2 and 2/3. One more example. These are all using models to help us understand how to multiply a fraction times a whole. So, this is 4 times. I just did this one. Darn it, I took it. So this is my visual representation for 4 and 2/3. I have my 4 circles. There are 4 circles here. That's 4 whole units. Each unit needs to have 2/3. So if I color in my 2/3, that would be this much. That shows 2/3. This shows 2/3. Remember, multiplication is repeated addition. So we're going to add 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. We're going to add it up 4 times. And you can draw these out. Now that I'm showing 4 times 2/3, I'm going to count my thirds. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, 7/3, 8/3. It's exactly what we got on the question before. Sorry, I'm repeating it, but now I did it this way so I could show you how I'm going to take these, the 7/3 and the 8/3, and I'm going to move them over to make whole groups over here. So I'm going to just erase this part, and I'm going to take, this one will be 7. 7 moved to here, and I'm going to move 8 over to here so that I have whole units again. So this is number 8. That shows me that I have 1 whole circle, 2 whole circles, and here are 2/3 of the circle. So 2 and 2/3 is the final answer. And we did that by drawing out the problem. Now I think that's the last one I have. Yep, that is the last one I have. So if you want extra help, be sure to come at 1 o'clock the day that I'm going over this. You can watch this video over and over again. This is tricky stuff. This is tricky stuff, and drawing it out really will help you remember. Remember, your whole unit is how many circles or squares you have. The fraction part shows you what part of that whole you are adding together. All right, take care, guys. I hope this was helpful. See you soon. Okay, bye.